Given we've experienced the great resignation and a very hot candidate market, what tips have you got for candidates to make sure they make the right choice?
It is indeed a very hot candidates market. And that's driven in part, like you said, by the great resignation. It's also driven, especially from a diversity and inclusion point of view, by the events that's happened since the unfortunate death of George Floyd. A lot of debates and a lot of conversations and discussions are happening around how do companies become more inclusive. So when you add those two things, then if you're a diverse candidate in the market, then you are very, very much sought after. So if you have competing offers and you have a lot of people wanting to headhunt you and wanting you to come into the organization, there are a few things that you can look for. The first thing I would always say is the culture. The culture of the organization is the barometer of the organization. That gives you an insight into who that company is. Because when they are at the wooing stage and they're at the attraction stage, companies say all sorts of things. We offer, gym and pension and comp and all of those good things. But when you then get into the organization, a good gym subscription is not going to make up for a toxic work culture. So you need to do the research, and candidates will need to do the research to say, what is really the culture of the organization? And there are so many ways you can do that now, like Glassdoor doesn't lie. And there are so many forums and platforms that can help you sort of assess how that culture, how that company is really living its values, because it's beyond what is on the walls in a meeting room and what is on an investor report. Is actually how it is being lived within the organization. And the best way to get that view is from people that have worked there or are currently working there. I think that's the first thing. The second thing is also beyond culture. So beyond culture, what else? How do organizations ensure that they are investing and actively developing candidates? I read a report recently that said an employee will stay with a company or would choose a company over another company if they felt that that company had programs and investments in place to develop them. And that's mainly because whatever it is that a company develops, in you or in terms of towards your professional or personal development, that is portable. Like you can carry that from place to place. So that's also becoming a winning and competitive advantage for organizations and also for candidates. They really do want that. And the third thing, which is we're really seeing, especially among younger candidates and younger employees, is they want to know what the organization's views are on things on societal issues. So things like diversity and inclusion, things like sustainability, their position on climate. People don't really care about stock options and pensions and comp anymore. Or they do care, but that's not the totality of the concerns. People are asking them things like, we've looked into your board, we've looked into your senior management, they're all white men. How does that then mean that you're telling me I can progress, but right now, like people that look like me are not progressing to the very top of the organizations. And people are asking about, their investment thesis and how are you investing? Are you investing in companies that are not sustainable? So all of those things are some of the things that candidates can be looking at to ensure that when they get into an organization, it's an organization that is positioned to help them thrive.